The late afternoon sun turned the Pacific Ocean to liquid gold as tourists wandered the Santa Monica Pier. Music from the carousel floated over the chatter of vendors selling churros and cotton candy. Among the crowd was 16-year-old Emily Carter, rolling her wheelchair toward the railing to watch the waves. Emily had loved this pier ever since she was a little girl. Her cerebral palsy meant her legs didn't work the way other people's did, but she didn't let that stop her from exploring. Today she'd convinced her older brother, Liam, to let her have a few minutes alone while he bought them ice cream. The gulls screeched overhead as Emily positioned herself for a better view of the horizon. That was when the voices came. "Move, cripple," one boy barked. She turned to see 3 teenagers swaggering toward her. They looked about her age, maybe a bit older, wearing matching skate brand hoodies. The tallest, with a mess of bleached hair, smirked and tapped the side of her wheelchair with his sneaker. "Yeah, you're blocking the view," another said, his tone dripping with mock sweetness. Emily's heart sped up. She tightened her grip on the push rims. "There's plenty of space," she said, voice steady though her stomach churned. The third boy snorted. "Plenty of space for normal people, not, whatever you are." Before she could react, the tall one gave her chair a sudden kick. The jolt made her gasp as the wheelchair shifted dangerously close to the wooden railing. "Stop," she cried. The boys laughed. "What's wrong? Can't handle a little push?" The bleach-haired boy reached as if to grab her arm. Fear paralyzed her. Where was Liam? Where was anyone? A deep, mechanical rumble cut through the laughter. From the boardwalk entrance, the sound of engines grew louder, dozens of throaty roars blending into one. Heads turned as a formation of motorcycles rolled onto the pier, chrome gleaming in the sunset. Their leather-clad riders moved in a deliberate wave, the ground vibrating beneath their tires. The 3 boys hesitated. The leader of the pack, a broad-shouldered man with a gray beard and mirrored sunglasses, slowed his bike near Emily. Behind him, more bikers parked in a rough semicircle, enclosing the scene like an iron wall. "What's going on here?" the bearded man asked, voice like gravel. The bleach-haired boy tried to sound casual. "Nothing, just, looked like something," said a woman biker with braided hair peeking from under her helmet. She killed her engine and dismounted, eyes fixed on the boys. Emily exhaled shakily. The bikers, there must have been at least 20, formed a protective barrier, their jackets stitched with various club emblems, Guardians MC, Steel Roses, Road Wolves. A few removed their helmets, revealing faces weathered by wind and road, all watching the bullies with unflinching glares. "We were just joking," the second boy mumbled. "Didn't sound like a joke," the woman replied. The bearded leader swung off his bike, boots heavy on the planks. "You think it's funny to mess with someone who can't fight back?" "And no," the third boy stammered. The bravado was gone, replaced by the pale look of kids who realized they'd picked the wrong target. "Then apologize," the leader said. The bleach-haired one swallowed hard. "Sorry," he muttered, eyes on the ground. Louder, a biker barked from the back. "Sorry," all 3 said in unison. Emily felt the knot in her chest loosen slightly. Still, her voice wavered as she said, "Just, leave me alone." "You heard her," the woman biker said. "Get out of here." The boys didn't need another warning. They scurried off, sneakers squeaking against the wood, disappearing into the crowd as onlookers began to whisper and pull out phones. The bearded leader, crouched so he was level with Emily. Up close, she noticed the soft kindness in his eyes despite his intimidating frame. "You okay, sweetheart?" She nodded, though her hands trembled. "Thank you," she managed. "You don't owe us thanks," he said gently. "Nobody deserves to be treated like that." Another biker, a tall man with a tattooed neck, added, "We ride here every Friday." "Guess it was good timing." Emily smiled weakly. "Yeah, perfect timing." Liam came running down the pier, 2 melting ice cream cones in hand, face pale. "Emily, I heard, are you all right?" "I'm fine," she assured him. "These people, help me." He looked at the bikers, awe mixing with relief. "Thank you all," he said fervently. The woman with the braids put a reassuring hand on Emily's shoulder. "You're tough," she said. "Don't ever let punks like that make you feel small." The group lingered a few minutes, chatting with Liam and Emily, making sure she felt safe. Tourists began to applaud quietly, a ripple of appreciation for the unexpected show of solidarity. Before they left, the bearded man handed Emily a small patch with a winged wheel embroidered in silver. "This is our symbol," he explained. "It stands for freedom on the road and standing up for others." Keep it. Emily traced the stitching with her finger. I will. The bikers revved their engines in unison, the sound both fierce and triumphant. One by one they rode off, a rolling thunder fading into the distance. As the pier settled back into its usual rhythm, Emily looked out at the horizon again. The ocean still glimmered, the sun sinking lower. She felt stronger somehow, not because someone had rescued her, but because strangers had shown her that kindness and courage could appear without warning, loud as motorcycles and just as powerful. Liam handed her a slightly squashed ice cream. You sure you're okay? Emily smiled, the patch warm in her palm. Yeah, she said, better than okay.